Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a little bit of a preview of the upcoming PCG season. Actually, it's been out already for a few days now, but I just wanted to make this video, kind of go over it, provide some a little bit of insight, talk about it a little bit. Um, yeah, it's going to be another 3 month season. It's a rule set that we've never had before. We've had 2 restricted slots, um, and then 4 non-restricted slots before, but when we had that, it didn't come with bans, and Gen 9 was only out for 2 weeks. So this should be a new experience. The bans are actually pretty consequential. We have 8 bans this season. To be honest, I would have rather seen no bans, or like plenty of bans, either to really shake up the meta or um, no bans to see what the ecosystem actually would have looked like with Gen 9 and the S tiers and all that, just really together for a whole season. But this is going to be an exciting experience because the bans are effective. They're really good. Togekiss is finally banned. It finally sees justice. Takes a break from this ranked season. Snorlax is banned. Annihilate, First Luna, Marshadow, Iron Hands, Fluttermane, Iron Bundle. All these are banned. I think some bans are more consequential than others. I think Togekiss might be the most consequential, but Snorlax and Fluttermane, I believe, are also very uh, important bans. As is like Annihilate and Marshadow, although those two kind of play similarly. And those two are also a lot weaker in the presence of like mons like Spectrier and Fluttermane and Iron Bundle and all these other faster Pokemon that can get a hit in before them. So um let's talk about the bans and what like you can substitute the bans for, because some of these bans do matter more than others. Togekiss being gone really shakes things up because there's nothing that really takes Togekiss's spot. You could replace it with like another defensive flying type, like Gyarados if you need special defense, Gliscor if you need physical defense. Enamorus shares a typing which was released recently, which is uh Togekiss, except a lot more offensively focused, and it takes up a restricted slot. But I do think the mon is still really worth running. I think Enamorus is going to be really good. Um, it's also really good at mixed attacking, and there's a lot it can do with its typing. With that, um, Snorlax, there are a few special walls available. Florges, we got Eternal Floette, um, Volcarona. I guess you could consider Milotic or Gyarados. There's a couple specially defensive Pokemon though they could run if you need special defense. As for the normal typing, that will be missed a little bit because Ursaluna is gone as well. But I actually think we're going to see a rise of Blissey. Blissey is a Pokemon that's seen some experimentation, but I think this is the first season we're going to see it actually um, cause some issues, hopefully. I have high expectations, but we'll see. We'll see. Because it's a tricky mon to run. PCG's battle system does have there is room in the battle system to punish Blissey. You have like a rogue like Mega Kick and a normal slot or something. But I expect to see Blissey make some waves this season. In terms of like Ursaluna and Iron Hands, I don't know if there's too many substitutes for those Pokemon because their typings are pretty special. They're not unique typings. They do share the typing with other Pokemon, but they just play so differently. Like between Palma and Iron Hands, and Ursaluna is like super playable, and then you don't even want to think about using Diggersby. So yeah, but those two Pokemon being banned means Zendarm and Keen Gambit are a little bit empowered because they did compete in a tight little speed bracket there. So I think those two Pokemon stocks go up. Fluttermane and Iron Bundle, they also play a little bit similarly. They're fast special sweepers. Iron Bundle can take physical hits. Fluttermane can take special hits. They have very different typings. But essentially, they play similarly enough to the point where I don't know if there's just like a lot of substitutes for them, you know, like just anything fast and hits hard, that's a substitute for that Pokemon basically. As long as it's similar moves, and there's plenty of Pokemon in those ranges that get similar moves like Spectrier and Jolteon and blah 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 and blah, you know. Um, Annihilate, Marshadow being banned, um, as well as Fluttermane and Iron Bundle as well, make me really appreciate Chandelure this season. I think Chandelure might be one of the best. I think this every season because I think Chandelure is just like such a really really good Pokemon, really really powerful Pokemon. But um, 5 of its answers are gone now, and I think it's really poised to hit harder than it's ever hit before. Because I also think that, in my opinion, here's the strongest restricted I think is gonna see play. I think it's gonna be Pheromosa. I think Pheromosa is gonna have a hard time getting answered. I think Dragapult is really good still. Of course, Spectre. Coco. I've heard whispers of Magirna being really good. I don't really rate Magirna too highly, but it is a good Pokemon. It does have a good position. With its typing, and it can do a lot. But yeah, I'm expecting to see like anything that was tried and true in the past is going to be tried and true this time around, I think. So like Corviknight's still going to be really good. Just any Pokemon that's seen play before and was good is going to be seeing play now and is going to be even better. And Tokus being gone, we didn't talk about Garchomp, but Tokus being gone means Garchomp is really unleashed, and bug fighting types and any of these other Pokemon that were held down by Tokus are now unleashed. The thing about those Pokemon is that sometimes they're going to want new coverages now. So before, Garchomp wanted Rock to hit Togekiss, right? But now Garchomp really wants Fire because all of a sudden Corviknight becomes its #1 switch-in. So just things to consider that way. But yeah, I think Gambit's going to be really good. I think Pheromosa is going to be really good. Chandelure is going to be really good. Those are maybe my top 3 in my head right now, but because it's a new season, you know, we never really know what might be out there and what'll actually end up, you know. So this is only a preview. I couldn't actually tell you what's out there because I haven't even played a ranked battle yet. It's been almost a week now. Taking a look at these prizes, there are only a few prizes here that you really want to pay really close attention to. Of course, there's like the limited rewards, like the Retro Wailord and the TMs. Well, the TMs are you do want to go for. But like early releases, Same Decidueye and like Nihilego, these 2 Pokemon will eventually get re-released. The TMs are important. The golden coins are important. So you want to get to 25 wins. You want to get to 175 wins. The lag syrup is pretty good for battle. This will set your Pokemon speed IV to 0, which matters if you want to move last, if you want to pivot, or if you want Trick Room, if you want to Gyro Ball. This has a lot of utility. You have a whole bunch of battle items. Honestly, like you're well rewarded for playing ranked. You're well rewarded for playing ranked. But I do think that the limited prizes like the TMs and the Weather Balls and the Golden Coins, they can use to really broaden your inventory. It might be the most effective, might be the best prizes, right? Which I guess would include Hisuian Decidueye, but Hisuian Decidueye is kind of outclassed by Chestnut and Hisuian Lilligant. So really depends on what you value. Yeah, go out there, have fun. Should be a good season. Should be a hopefully. I expect to see a fast and aggressive season. I don't expect to see a very slow season, but PCG is like so varied with the kind of Pokemon you can get. So who's to say, you know? Who's to say what actually rules out? We'll see. We'll see though. I do expect to see a fast, aggressive season with lots of Kartanas. Lots of Pheramosas. A lot of like fast, aggressive, high power Pokemon. I think Iron Hands and Ursaluna and I think these bans were really focused around speeding up the metagame. Because even though like we did hit Fluttermane and Iron Bundle, which were offensive Pokemon, hyper offensive Pokemon, they did have a lot of defensive utility, and they were also unhealthy to wall against because at least with Iron Bundle, you could half health basically any special wall with Water Spout. It's kind of disgusting of a Pokemon. Very powerful Pokemon. No Ferrothorn ban. So that's something to watch out for. No Corviknight ban. No Rotom Wash ban. These are all three popular bans that people request. I don't think Rotom Wash and Corviknight need bans, but Ferrothorn definitely needs to be executed on site. That Pokemon is a war criminal. Needs addressing for sure. But everything else I think is okay. Should be a good season. Anyway, if you like this preview, I plan to review the previous season. Yeah, leave a comment. Tell me about your experience with the season so far and what team you're running. Or keep that to yourself, keep that to yourself actually. Surprise me in the queues. Anyway, thank y'all for watching all that. Here's the wave. And I was supposed to move this to the other monitor so you guys didn't see me end the recording, but fuck it. Fuck it.